man? This is your boy. I'm gonna welcome to a brand new Crusaders special. All right, you know what it is. You know, it's that time of the month. You're gonna be finding out what's popping for free, folks. Free. Let me say it again. Free streaming, free movies, some dope stuff to keep you absolutely entertained nonstop. Because you know what? This is the return of a channel. We're gonna find out what is popping on Popcornflix with the king of the streams himself, Mr. Chris Wozzy. Where, homie? How you doing?
I am doing great now that I am sitting here with my buddy Al. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you, man. You know, we got more to talk about, especially what's popping here on this Popcornflix, the return of the channel, as we spoke about last month. I mean, you guys started coming off with the bing bang boom, and y'all doing it once again, huh?
Yes, absolutely. So Popcornflix, it's been around for a while, but we haven't had the bandwidth to promote it as much as we wanted to, and now we finally have that opportunity. So that is it's kind of our, if Chicken Soup for the Soul is kind of our female centric brand, Popcornflix is a little more male oriented. You're gonna what's that?
I'm happy over here. Wait a minute, a little bit more testosterone also.
That's it. It's two-fisted action 24/7 on Popcornflix. So you have this one running on loop in the man cave is what's going on. It's all your favorite action films, all your favorite thrillers, comedies, dramas, kung fu, monster films, horror, everything that guys love is on Popcornflix. It's awesome.
That's what we need. Thank you for the service. And folks, let me add this to the stage. He's about to prove it. Oh, snap. You already see who that is right there. The legendary, the one, the only Mr. Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Yes, sir. So this is Grand Isle, super fun thriller. Also starring Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, I was about to say. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yep. Super fun. You definitely want to check this one out. It's just a great Friday night popcorn flick. Katie Strickland from The Grudge is in it. Luke Benward. It's a great cast. A very fun, tense thriller. It's great.
Yeah, I'm saying, I'm looking at Kelsey. Wow. I mean, it's still him, but wow. Yeah. Hey, everybody's aging, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's my big homie from The Professional. Love this dude right here.
Jean Reno. Jean. Yeah. One of my favorite actors of all time. I remember seeing, I think the first movie I ever saw him in was The Big Blue, where he plays like a free diver.
Okay.
And I just remember going, who is this guy? Like, this guy is amazing. I don't think I'd ever seen a French actor in my entire life at that point. And then shortly thereafter, The Professional came out, and that kind of just sealed the deal for me. But yeah, this one is super fun. He plays like this aging mob boss who his rivals come to his home and they literally fill him full of lead. They shoot him 22 times, and he's so tough, Al, that he survives. And yeah, I mean, you can't kill this guy. Forget it. And he goes on a scorched earth campaign. It is a revenge film to beat the band. It's really, really fun.
Love it. Revenge film. That's right up my door. And over here we got The Age of O'Reilly, The Legend of Michael.
Look who it is.
Oh, no, it ain't. Wepa, really?
That's it. The man, the myth.
Mads.
The legend of Mads Mikkelsen. The man who invented high cheekbones. He is just ridiculously talented in everything he does. And my wife is low-key obsessed with him. So we watched this one. I know. I got to watch her. It is very fun. If you like the show Vikings, kind of in the similar vein, Braveheart, if you like Braveheart, it's one of those guys. It's like, I don't want to get involved. And then he gets forced to get involved, and once he is involved, man, he's all in. So check that one out.
I mean, he always look he's really mad. And that's the thing. And what doesn't kill you?
What doesn't kill you? Ethan Hawke, Ruffalo there, great performances. I think we might have talked about this on Redbox at one point, but it's a phenomenal movie, and some of my favorite performances of these two guys, who are two of my favorite actors. When I was in New York, I saw Ethan Hawke off Broadway, and he is I think he's an underrated actor. He's really, really good. But this film, they play best friends. Mark Ruffalo but they're all involved in all these nefarious dealings in South Boston. Mark Ruffalo wants to get out of that life and have a family, and Ethan Hawke is like doubling down on the nefarious dealings. And it's just one of those great movies about the struggle of friendship and how far will you go to support your friend, even if they're making decisions that are ultimately harmful to you. It's a very good movie. Highly recommended.
All right. I gotta see this. And again, we got No Way Back with another madman.
Exactly. Crazy guy.
I didn't see this one.
I know. I mean, that's the great thing about our programming team is they'll dig up a lot of these movies that for whatever reason flew under the radar, and you're just like, what? When did Russell Crowe do this movie? But it's also got Helen Slater from Supergirl.
Really?
It's very fun. So it's a gritty crime drama, FBI. There's some kind of international intrigue with the Yakuza. It's exactly what you're looking for in a Russell Crowe movie. Great one-liners and him blowing away bad guys.
Let's go. And then we got, what is it? The Grand Piano. Elijah Wood and Cusack. Oh, word.
This is
interesting.
The definition of tense. So I actually thought this movie was directed by Brian De Palma. It is not, but it feels totally like one of those great 90s Brian De Palma movies where you have a seemingly simple scenario, and every scene, the tension just gets ratcheted up a couple of degrees, and by the end of it, you're just like ready to jump through the screen. So Elijah Wood plays a concert pianist who has had a nervous breakdown and is now preparing to relaunch his career with this huge performance. Walks out on stage, opens up his music book, and there's a note in the music book that says, if you miss one note, I will kill you.
Oh,
and then he looks over and sees a laser pointer on his hand. So somewhere in the concert hall is a sniper, and he's going to shoot him if he misses a note. And so you talk about the pressure being on. John Cusack, who always plays unhinged people really well, is the sniper. It's very fun.
I'm gonna go on robot mode and hopefully survive, because if not, I'm dead.
I recommend it.
I definitely. Barry Monday.
Yes. So this one is very funny. Great cast.
Oh shit! Really?
So this is a guy who basically the Me Too movement was created for. He's just a skeezy lowlife who is constantly hitting on younger women in his office and trying to use people for whatever he can. He's on a date with a young woman, and suddenly her dad shows up on the date, and needless to say, Barry wakes up in the hospital. And it is very funny. It's a dark comedy, which are my favorite kind, and you definitely got to check it out. So he discovers that he is, because of the run-in with the dad, he is no longer able to have children of his own. And then he finds out that Judy Greer, who is a brilliant character actress from Arrested Development and a million other things, comes to him and lets him know that she is pregnant with his child. And so this is his last chance to kind of do the right thing.
Oh, okay.
It's really good.
All right. You know, all right. I like good story. Sounds tense. Big kill, baby. I mean, when somebody's pointing a gun at you like that,
right? So phenomenal cast, actors that have been in a bunch of westerns, so they really know this genre well. Jason Patric, Lou Diamond Phillips, Danny Trejo. It's got a fantastic cast, and my buddy Clint Von Hummel, who I worked at Tony Roma's in the West Side Pavilion in 1996 when I first moved to Los Angeles. I was a waiter. Clint was a host. He's gone on to have a great acting career. He's been in a bunch of crazy zombie films and all these other bizarre things, but he has a huge part in Big Kill. So I was very proud of him. And when I saw this on Popcornflix, I was like, I have got to talk about this because my old crony is a leading role in this film. So check it out and look for Clint because he crushes it in this movie.
And then we got The Proposition.
Yes.
That don't sound too good. What's going on here?
This is another dark Western. It's fantastic. Ray Winston from The Departed, who obviously knows his way around a Western. Guy Pearce from LA Confidential. Emily Watson from Punch Drunk Love, which I adore. My son and I just rewatched that the other day. What a great movie. But this is a really good Western. Something about the Australians. I mean, I think it's just the close proximity to all that outback. They do Westerns really well, but they're very unconventional. You know, it's like when all the spaghetti Westerns were done in Italy, they like revitalized that genre. And
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. My
Yeah.
father loves that particular genre. And then he was, you see that son that was in Italy. I said, I know, Pop. He was telling me. He was, but yeah, you see that? Doesn't it look like it's here?
Yeah. It's crazy. And the Australians do the same thing. Their Westerns are really, they just have a different feel to them. But they're great stories. I feel like sometimes the Australian Westerns are a little more personal. They're a little more about the people and not so much about the gunfights. But
it's more involved in the community sense. Yeah, I hear you. I've seen a couple Australian shows and I do enjoy them, by the way. Eat Wheaties? Oh my God, look at this guy's face. I don't know, man. If you're looking at me like that, I feel like you're scheming me on something. What's going on here?
Dude, I adore this movie. So this is starring Tony Hale again from Arrested Development. We got a lot of them this week. Elisha Cuthbert from The Girl Next Door. Daniel Brooks from Orange Is the New Black. This one, we got through Screen Media, which is one of our sister companies. They released this film. It broke my heart that this did not do better in the theaters because it is great. I love movies about kind of iconoclasts or people that don't fit in anywhere. And Tony Hale plays this guy who works at a insurance company. He's probably somewhere on the spectrum, but they don't really go into details. And it's about him trying to create a life for himself in a world that just wants to tear him down. And the quick sell on this is he went to college with a celebrity in the movie who plays herself in the movie. He thinks he's inviting her to their school reunion, and he thinks he's doing it privately, but really he's doing it on her public fan page and doesn't realize it. And in the process, he divulges a bunch of information about his private life that should absolutely have stayed private, but instead he's broadcasting it to her millions of fans around the world. And things go from bad to worse in a heartbeat. It is a phenomenal thing. If you like movies like Rushmore, if you like the movies of Wes Anderson, this has a real Wes Anderson feel to it, where you see sort of this like sort of outlandish character, and then you really start to feel for him as life just kind of kicks him to the curb. It's a great movie. Check it out.
Oh, there we go, folks. That was the convention, and then we got The Third Man.
Oh man! See, the cool thing about Popcornflix is they've got a bunch of really good classic films, as well as a lot of modern action. And I just rewatched this movie last month. I don't know if you have seen this recently, but sometimes you watch really old films and you're like, yeah, it's fine. It's a product of its time, but it doesn't really hold up that well. Oh my gosh. This movie, every frame of this film looks like it should be hanging in a gallery. It is gorgeous. And if you look on like noir film top 10s, this is on every single list. And most of them consider this to be the greatest noir film of all time.
Oh, really?
It is really good. Joseph Cotton, obviously Orson Welles is in the film, plays a big part, but Joseph Cotton is the lead. And watching this movie, I just go, why was this guy not a bigger star? It is one of the best performances of a film from this generation. For me, he was as good as Humphrey Bogart or any of those guys. Clark Gable. Like, watch this movie. It is really, really good.
I mean, look at the Simmons behind the grill too, with the brow looking like The Rock early on. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And then we got Blue Iguana.
This is just a very fun. Again, it's a great Friday night, guys. Popcornflix. Invite your buddies over, drink some beers, and watch this. If you like the movies of Guy Ritchie, this is very similar. It's got a very Lock, Stocking, Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch kind of feel to it. It is super fun. Obviously, starring Sam Rockwell, who I adore. I thought he was phenomenal in Jojo Rabbit and deserved the Best Supporting award that he received. It also has Ben Schwartz from Parks and Recreation, who is one of my John Ralphio. Is one of my all-time favorite TV characters. She's the worst. If you have not seen Ben Schwartz on Parks and Recreation, do yourself a favor and Google John Ralphio's greatest hits on YouTube, and you'll see why this movie is electric. It's great.
There we go. Electric, like the Blue Iguana is supposed to be the drink. We got it done woozy once again. Telling you and sharing just a portion of what's available on Popcornflix for the price of $3. Nada.
Zero, papi. Zero.
There we go. You heard that. So go and get that app. I'm going to show this again. I showed it a couple times. Show it again. Popcornflix.com. You get the app too. Google, Apple. It's everywhere. There's no excuse for you not to have this. But if we see everywhere, coño. Don't lie to me, all right? So sit back, relax, and and fellas, when your lady wants to watch, after she watches some Chicken Soup for the Soul, and you want to get some testosterone back, so hey baby, can we watch some Popcornflix? And then you get it popping, all right? Once again, and get that energy up. All right, wepa, that's what we do. You go from romance to energy, depending on the mood, but don't mess it up, fellas. Don't mess up your night, all right? With that, Woozy, as always, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on. Thank you for sharing, as always.
Thank you for having me, brother man. I will count the days until I can come back and we can talk about Crackle.
Absolutely. Crackle is absolutely the next thing when I have you on. So, good call. Hasta la próxima, mi gente. Later. Wepa!